Happy Monday, everybody. And for Napalm A to Z today, I have a pop quiz for you. Who are those ladies? No, it's not The Warning. No, not The Warning. No, it's not Bandmade. No. Crypta. Yes, it is. Hey everybody, it's Old School Nerd. Check us out on OldSkuleNerd.com. It's got all of our social media posts. The Patreon link for those who want to help support the channel, and the merchandise store. Okay, we have done Bandmade, which is a all-female Japanese hard rock, kind of a groove style, progressive rock band from Japan. We also have done The Warning, which is a three-piece, all-female progressive rock band from Mexico, who is huge in the United States, Mexico, Latin America, South America, and branching throughout the world very quickly. But you know what we didn't have? An all-female, heavier than shit metal band. Well, Napalm said, we have one. When you get to the C's, we'll let you know. And I got to the C's. We're going through A through Z, and here it is. Crypta. Now, I don't know anything about this band other than the fact that I should be very, very afraid. Come on, it's Napalm. Now, Napalm and a lot of many stronger independent record labels that produce metal and rock music, they're not like the ones from when I was a kid, when a female lead singer or guitarist was a cliche or a something to be like, wow, I've never seen that before. Now it's pretty common. In fact, it's so common, it's widely accepted that it doesn't matter what color you are, where you're from in the world, what your gender is. If you can play and play loud and play fast, you can make it. And you are accepted just like everybody else. In fact, a lot of people believe that right now, women really kind of dominate metal right now. I mean, think about it. Not only vocally, but if you're looking at Tetriarch, come on. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look up Tetriarch. Look at that lead guitarist and realize she is the queen. Also, you have bands that are just I mean, we've already talked about The Warning. We talked about Bandmade. Now that's Asia and that's the Americas. What about Europe? What about Napalm? What about metal in general? I mean, those are two rock bands. And although there are, quite a few metal bands that incorporate females in Japan, it's become kind of a huge thing in the last few years. We're seeing it a lot more in bands in Europe. Frozen Crown, for instance, female lead guitar player. Sheena, extremely young, extremely talented. Not only that, but you're seeing it across the board. It was only a matter of time before an all-female metal band was going to break through, similar to Plush. Now, this band kind of reminds me of Plush. You know, they're young, talented, but Plush is a rock band, a progressive rock band here in the U.S. Crypta, I think they come from your worst nightmare. If you don't believe me, let's check this out. This is the one that was suggested to me from my Patreon. They said, look, they have two videos that are kind of big right now. The first one is a video, and that's fine. But just like Ginger with Pisces, just like Unleash the Archers with Awakening, this band has a full band playthrough of Dark Night of the Soul. And if you ever want to introduce yourself to a new band, a band playthrough is always the best way to do it. So you can match the tone that you hear, the violence of the lyrics with the person that's singing them, not just a video. So here we go. Let's do this together. This is Crypta, Dark Night of the Soul. I'm not saying I'm worried. I'm slightly scared. But I'm excited too. Let's go. Damn it! Napalm. Well, that's a redundant thing here. It's a little redundant when you have the logo with the logo. Ah, thank you. Appreciate you removing that. It's so heavy. Also, if you go back to the beginning of this video and you see the drummer, she has her hands crossed, hi-hat and snare, but she's playing the eighth notes on the snare and the quarter notes and half notes on the second and four on the hi-hat, which is normally the opposite of traditional drumming. Now, I've seen a lot of other drummers, and I'm not going to name names, but some of them are very, very well known, that whenever they switch it up and the snare becomes the rapid count, and the hi-hat or a cymbal becomes that downbeat count, they'll open their hands up to where they can still do the rapid part on the snare, right? And just do this, because normally they would be hi-hat like this to make it to where they don't have to change, because they're so used to doing the rapid count with their right hand, you know, on hi-hat, cymbal, you know, ride, and just do the count with their left hand on the snare or tom. So when they have to change that up and use the snare as the rapid, they will literally just open their hands to where they can keep the same motion with their right hand to do the rapid versus, right? She keeps her hands crossed, which means she's actually able to switch counts in her hands. That takes practice. It takes discipline to overcome the natural inclination as a drummer to always want to do your rapid count on the top with your right hand, if you're right-handed, crossed over with your downbeat here and your hi-hat here. See? Normally when you have to change it up, you do this with the hi-hat like this. She keeps it crossed and changes it up. If you play drums for a long time in the traditional style with traditional counts and timing signatures and arrangements where it is the standard of hi-hat ride being the rapid count and the snare being the downbeat, to change that up and go in reverse is normally very uncomfortable for a drummer. But if you have enough discipline and you practice it enough, you can go either way, and she can. So before anyone goes, well, it seems very basic on the... No, it's not. It's very technical to be able to change it up like that. When you've played a certain way all your life, and then because of a genre of music you're now performing or doing or loving, and because of an arrangement of a song that goes the opposite way, to be able to change your body motion. The thing about drumming that people don't realize is, yes, a lot of it is repetition, a lot of it is technique. However, there is a feel for it. when you're used to counting the standard drum kick on your right foot, and you're always doing your rapid counts on your right hand, or whether you're right-handed or left-handed, you have a tendency to fit into that groove, and that's how your body moves, and that's how you're comfortable. To switch it up at any given time, and understand in this song, the drummer has actually changed it up, where she's doing the rapid count on the snare with her downbeats on other parts, hi-hat or whatever, and then she switches again and plays traditional, where the snare is the downbeat, or an opposite count. That takes focus, discipline, and practice. And the singer, her growling is epic. It reminds me of Vintersea. It reminds me of, it reminds you of all these women who have no problem growling just as good as anyone else. Male, female, doesn't matter. The bass player is on point. The guitar is so deep and heavy. It makes you go, they own their name, because it does sound like, it sounds like a building of death when she plays those heavy chords. But I'm overly impressed with the drummer. I really am. Because when you see a full band playthrough like this, and you get to see the discipline that a person has put to their craft to make sure that they can go alternate play styles while remaining within the same time signature, and then can reverse it on a key, it's not easy. That's not the natural feel of a drummer. But she does it really well. That'll be my only stop of this video. Let's just enjoy the rest of it. Sorry, but I had to share some stuff before I, forget. It's an age thing. I do like how that guitar solo didn't just sit up in the high fret count. It worked its way down in a seductive drawdown. That was good. That was smart. By the way, for you guys who haven't figured it out yet, based upon the tattoo placement, the bass player is also the lead singer. I like that walk down. I like that walk down so much. Come on. Come on. I'm gonna let these credits play, because the people who made this definitely deserved it. Okay. That was the other video I was telling you about. Okay. That's awesome. Definitely check out this band. Yeah, there they are right there. Okay, so I really like this. Now, okay. A lot of you know that on my channel I am more into progressive metal, modern metal, and some throwbacks into the classics, right? The death metal, black metal scene isn't my favorite. However, when a band in that genre is dynamic, turns a corner, that constant screaming and constant mama, 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 that push stuff, the creativity and message and storytelling and creativity dynamic supersedes anything that I might find not as fun or not as impressive to me. This is one of those times where I get a lot more than what I bargained for. I'm going to give you 3 examples that caught me off guard in the last year before this one. First one was, of course, Pisces. Not so much Pisces, but Who's Going to Be the One. When I did the Ginger Who's Going to Be the One reaction, it was to the live performance they did in the Ukraine when they first, about 4 or 5 years ago. And they did Who's Going to Be the One, and when they did it, they went through all the different dynamics, and they did through all these groove style metals, which blew me away. But then at the end, when they turned the corner and they play that ska reggae style, I was like, wow, forget about one-dimensional, two-dimensional. This is 5-dimensional playing here, because they're literally changing the game. Remember, if a lot of you understand, the first time this happened to me, it was Rush. Like for a lot of people, conceptual metal, conceptual dynamic progressive metal or progressive rock playing, when you're dealing with bands like Rush, Coheed and Cambria, and Ginger, who can literally change on a dime, change their style, their dynamic, their genre of music, and tell you a larger story, it blows you away. Another band that did that to me this year was Unleash the Archers. And then another one was Venturesea. Okay? All 3 of those bands, well, yeah, they all have female leads, but they also all changed their dynamic in mid-song and kind of blew me away. Now, this band did that as well. Their musicianship is on point. And I'm going to say something now, and I don't want this to sound metal elitist, okay, or metal snobbish, okay, or music snobbish, and I don't want to discount any band that has this, but I've seen Ginger live. Amazing band. I've seen Rush live. Probably the greatest show I've ever been to. I've also seen Metallica live, and I've seen a lot of these different bands, and to me, personally, okay, when I see a band like Ginger or a band like, you could pick the band, okay, Ginger, and I'm trying to think of like, I saw Liliac just the other day. There are certain bands where a lead singer guiding the audience is a great thing. Sometimes it's a distraction. For Liliac, without Melody up there weaving her web of seduction, there's a reason why they moved. Originally, Liliac was Sam and Ethan, lead guitar, rhythm guitar, and Melody was playing the bass. They took Melody off the bass, put Ethan on the bass, to where Melody could just work the crowd, bring the crowd into their performance, and do her traditional heavy metal front singer Ronnie James Dio thing. And it works for them. It is crucial to their connection to the audience because the style of music they're playing, that traditional metal. You need that front person to connect with that crowd to tell a better story. And they do a damn good job. Same thing with Venturesea, Unleash the Archers. There is no more fun concert to go to than an Unleash the Archers show. I've seen so many damn videos of them touring everywhere but where I live and everybody having such a fun time because Britney gets out there and she'll lightsaber duel people in the audience. Who does that? Someone who's having a good time. On the opposite of that, when you go and see a band, okay, like The Warning, it's a three-piece, okay? There is no front lead singer. Danny is the lead singer. Well, actually, she can, let's be honest, Paul, Alejandra, and Danny, they could switch it out at any time. They can all three of them can sing. They all play their instruments. But also, for instance, like Metallica. And in this case, Crypta. Anytime you have the lead singer also plays one of the instruments, you lose the dynamic of the lead front person that's job is not only to sing, but also to connect and storytell with the audience. But it does do one thing that the other bands with lead singers can't do. When you see a band that everybody, including the front singer, plays an instrument, it gives one thing. It means everybody on that stage is locked in for business. It's a dynamic that really can't be. The one reason why Metallica in their 60s, right, can run out on stage and still sell out stadium after stadium after stadium is a testament to something called hard work and perseverance through the ups and downs. In the beginning of their career, they were unique. Then they went through their industry stage after the Black Album, where everyone kind of was like, ah. And then when they started with Saint Anger and all their, Monster Magnet and all these other ones, something changed in the band. They went back to their roots. You go to a Metallica show now, most of their songs are pre-Black Album or Black Album, and they throw in a few of their new ones, but people go to see those original songs. Because when you go out there, James can't run around and genuflect to the crowd and stuff. He's locked in at his mic, guitar, he's rocking that guitar, and he expects everyone else to do it. There is a certain dynamic when you do that relates to certain people. I love both. Seeing Melody with Liliac do her thing is an enchantment. Seeing Brittany Slays from Unleash the Archers do her thing is a nerd Nirvana dream. But there's something about when all four of these ladies lock in. It's impressive. You have to take it seriously. Similar to Plush, who is rocking the US right now. They're a progressive rock band. Similar to Crypta. Crypta's metal, Plush is rock. But just like Crypta, Plush, four ladies, four instruments, and they don't take any chances, and they don't take any prisoners. And I love this. Crypta is my new guilty pleasure for the end of the year. Do not be surprised if this video here winds up on the top 10 that I'm going to release at the end of this month to tell you who December's top 10 is. I can promise you this playthrough is going to be on there. My name is OldSkuleNerd. This is my introduction to Crypta. I hope they see this video and understand I loved every minute of it. We'll see you guys later.